What's up, everybody? So ever since Jake Paul knocked out Woodley last Saturday night, there's been a lot of talk online that everybody thinks that this fight was fixed. If you watch the video, if you've seen the fight, you notice that Jake Paul twists his right hand a little bit just before he knocks out Woodley. Now, hear me out. I did see exactly what everyone was talking about. But what if it's just 24-year-old Jake Paul being faster and stronger than 39-year-old Woodley is at this point in time in his career? Woodley has never been an elite level striker. He was a tremendous mixed martial artist. He was a former UFC welterweight champion. Just an absolute beast in his prime. But he was never a top level boxer, obviously, because he never boxed. He was a mixed martial artist. Jake Paul is just learning the craft. Jake Paul is 24 years old. Jake Paul is not fighting stars, nor should he. Jake Paul is fighting the people that he should be fighting to make himself famous and to make himself a pile of money. He knocked out a YouTuber. He knocked out Nate Robinson, who I think was a basketball player. He knocked out Ben Askren, who was the world's worst mixed martial arts striker. Tremendous wrestler, absolutely terrible striker. Then he beat Woodley by split decision and then beat Woodley by knockout in the 6th round this past Saturday night. So what if it is just Jake Paul being 24 years old, being faster, being stronger, knowing how to box just a little bit better, because it's probably the only thing at this point in time that he trains in. Remember, Jake Paul was a high-level wrestler in Ohio when he was growing up. Now, Woodley is 39 years old, clearly past his prime, and not only do you lose speed and strength as you get older, after being through the wars that Woodley has been through in his mixed martial arts career, your reaction time goes down as well. So maybe he's just not able to get out of the way of the punches like he once was. And it's not like Woodley was lighting the mixed martial arts world on fire on his way out. He has not won a fight since 2018. He lost his last 4 mixed martial arts fights. So it's not like he was coming out just beating people unconscious when he was going in to fight Jake Paul. His mixed martial arts career was definitely winding down, and the word on Woodley was that he got gun shy. He was scared to throw. He wasn't really being offensive whatsoever, and that even showed in his first fight with Jake Paul. He was not being really active in that fight. There was at one point in time where he had Jake Paul on the ropes, and it looked like he could have knocked him out, but didn't, which led people to think that there was a no knockout clause in the contract. So going into this past Saturday night, Jake Paul said he added a $500,000 knockout bonus to Woodley's contract. But of course, Jake Paul is the one that ended up getting the knockout. And if I'm honest, I absolutely love what Jake Paul is doing. He has Jorge Masvidal talking about him. He has Dana White talking about him. He has Nate Diaz talking about him. He has the entire mixed martial arts world talking about him. And all of these guys want to fight Jake Paul. All of these fights will make a ton of money. Masvidal is an elite level striker, so it would be extremely interesting to see if that fight happened. Nate Diaz, of course, is a great striker, but his bread and butter has always been jiu-jitsu, but he always strikes in most of his fights. So it'll be interesting to see if that fight happens as well. Of course, they both got to get out of their UFC contracts, but Jake Paul is doing what Jake Paul should be doing. Nobody in boxing starts out fighting the stars. Jake Paul is still learning the craft of boxing at 24 years old while making himself a sports draw. There was 18,000 people in the arena on Saturday night. He has definitely crossed over from just being a social media YouTube star to being a draw in professional sports. Even Jake Paul himself knows that if he would fight anybody at the upper end of boxing, it would not go well for him. That's why he's not doing it, nor should he do it. At some point in time, in a couple of years, sure, maybe he should start fighting real boxers. But at this point in time, make money, get wins, get experience, while not putting yourself in a ton of danger, while making a ton of money, while still learning the craft of boxing. Continue to train with some of the best people in the world, and then when you're ready to step up to the challenge of a top level boxer, you'll be ready. He's not ready yet, but he's definitely getting there, and I think what you're seeing is a 24-year-old Jake Paul being faster and stronger than 39-year-old Woodley, who is at the end of his career and is just not as fast, just not as strong, and his reaction time just wasn't what it once was. Father Time catches up to us all, unfortunately, and I think that's all you're seeing. Woodley, clearly an elite athlete, but an elite athlete at the end of his career.